All right, where's my camera button? Here we go. Awesome. There we are. We're live, baby. All right, this call is being recorded. We can always reference back to that after if needed. Like I mentioned, for those that were here, I'm going to say it again for those that weren't here yet. Today is all things automations on our call. So last time we kind of spoke on the Streams app, which is a neat little app that kind of helps systemize your day, makes things a little bit easier for you. Today, we're going to talk about how do we get more traffic back to our website? How do we stay more present with our database? How do we stay more present with our leads that are coming into the system? And we do that a couple different ways. Search alerts, market reports, listing valuations. We're going to talk about all three of those today. Again, like I said, if you're in a spot you would like to follow along with me today, that is fantastic. If not, that is also fine. Just like the last call that we had, I emailed out the link and everything after. I'm going to email that link out, the recording link after, if you'd like to, take a look and watch back after as well. Be my guest. That is your call. So we'll get started here. I think it's important to establish what, kind of what is some of these things that we're talking about. What are these automation components? Automation, it's a big scary word, and I'm someone that likes to be in control. I like to know what's actually happening, what's being sent out to my database, what are people receiving from me. So I kind of want to talk about a little bit of what it actually looks like from the end user perspective of what people are actually receiving from you when you do send them out these properties. So essentially, what we're doing here first is we'll talk about search alerts. Okay, so search alerts are found under our marketing tab, and then there's the search alert tile here. Okay, the search alert tile will allow you to configure properties to be sent out to people in your database at whatever kind of cadence you would like them to. So right now, you go to the MLS, you set somebody up on a search, they start receiving properties from you. Okay. Um, what I do is I set all of my searches up through BoldTrail, through the search alert function. And it looks a little something like this. Here's just a quick example that I um, had a demo sent to me 2 days ago. It says, hey, lead name, there's new listings that kind of fit your criteria, and it's going to show the listing, the new listing, or if there was multiple listings that fit that. When someone clicks on view all listings, it'll show all of the homes that currently match that specific criteria. This is like your client's custom home search portal that you are building for them and that you have built for them. Okay. So I can see everything that fits the criteria that I have set up. In this case, there's 274 homes that match my criteria. You can see when someone clicks, it automatically fills in filters for them. So I have like up to $2 million single family homes. I have a couple other filters tied into here as well, right? So that's how I have my search set up for me in this case here. So there's a couple ways you can utilize these searches, right? So like number one, we could use them just like we do in the MLS, where like I know what you're looking for, and I set you up on a search, and you receive those homes from me, right? So I can like go to my contacts and like let's say for example here, like Daniel, firstly that popped up in the system here. Let's say Daniel, I had a conversation with Daniel and he's pre-approved up to $750,000. He's looking for homes in Charleston that are 4 bedrooms, right? Well, I could come to his profile here, and on the right side, there's this search alert menu here. If I click that search alert add button on the right side middle of my screen, it is going to take me to a window where I can start building that search for Daniel, right? So again, like the use case that I saw here was he's looking in for homes in Charleston, pre-approved up to, we'll call it $750,000. So we'll go ahead and start by doing our search for the city of Charleston, South Carolina. And I only want to show him stuff for sale, right? He's not a renter. He doesn't want to see anything under contract. He's looking to purchase a home. So we'll do for sale homes. Price range, he's pre-approved up to 750. So I don't know, maybe I do like 800,000 max, maybe I do 750 max, however you want to go about doing that, right? That's fine by me. Um, and Daniel here, he's got a family, And he only wants to live in a single family residence. So I'm going to go ahead and just select the single family homes here. And he's got two kids. They want an extra bedroom. He needs at least four bedrooms. So I'm going to go ahead and do four or more bedrooms will be shown here. All right. Bathroom count, kind of open on the bathroom count, but we're going to say minimum of four bedrooms. Let's go ahead and save that. And we can see there's currently 98 results that match his criteria right now, right? Great stuff. So when I'm done with my search, right, say that this is exactly what I want, right? Up to 800,000, four plus bedrooms, single family homes only in city of Charleston, right? I could save this. Upper right, there's a blue save button, and it's going to pull up this window for me to start saving my search, right? So the alert name, we want to go ahead and choose a name that matches this search. So maybe I just say Charleston, South Carolina. Maybe I say this is like Daniel's search and I put in his name. Kind of how you want to go about doing that, that is your call. I kind of just tend to leave them how it is, right? I just kind of leave the alert name, whatever it pre-configures for me. But if you would like to, you could go in there and add a custom name to that search. Okay, number one. Number two, I need to select the frequency at which this is being sent out. So do I want this sent out to Daniel ASAP, right? Whenever there's a change in the MLS. Do I want it sent out daily, twice weekly, once weekly, twice a month, or monthly? Um, I have personal opinions on this. I'm not saying my opinion is right. I choose to send them twice weekly to people that I know. I don't think that's spamming them. I think that's keeping them informed on the market. And I think it's something that they tend to appreciate, right? Twice weekly. I think once weekly sometimes is a little too little. I think they need a little bit more from time to time. And I'm going to talk about a little bit more about cadences here in a little bit, because like the next example we're going to talk about is applying these in bulk. So like using them as a marketing ploy, like I want them sent out a little bit more often than not. Again, this case here, this is just for Daniel, right? So Daniel, I'm good sending him twice a week. Again, your call. That's just my personal opinion. The next setting you're going to see is the subject line of the email. Okay, number one, do I want a dynamic subject line, meaning that it changes based off of search results? Let me show you the real world example of what that looks like, going back to the email that I had received of properties currently for sale. My subject line is something unique about what's new in that marketplace, right? 47 Chauncey Street and 11 others property notification, right? It's something unique and different. Let's say I was looking at homes with like pools. Maybe it'll say like, hey, there's 13 new pool homes currently for sale. Or maybe I was looking at homes in a certain area, right? It would say, hey, there's 17 new properties available in Charleston, whatever it may be, right? So the subject line of the email changes based off of search results, okay? If you are someone that wants control, you can do a custom subject line. So I can say, okay, I want to be able to control what that subject line says. The problem with that is it's going to be the same subject line every single email. It may be looked at as spam at that point if they're just receiving the same thing over and over and over and over again. They're like, dude, I don't care. I've already seen this email. I don't want to see it again. We have data that supports higher open rates when you choose to use the dynamic subject line. Have it always be fresh and new. Again, your personal preference, it's your call, right? I use dynamic, you don't have to. The last setting here is CCing any emails to this alert. So let's say Daniel's got a spouse and I want to CC Daniel's spouse to this, or maybe he's got kids and I want to CC his kids to this alert, whatever it may be. I can CC emails to this alert so they also get notified when there's new homes available that fit that specific criteria. When I'm done with this, I just simply save my alerts and I'm done. So little trick here. I can immediately, you see up right, it says send email. I can immediately send this email out right now. Okay. It's going to send the email out one time to get it going, right? So I click it. Daniel's going to receive an email right now with those search criteria with a link to his portal, right? Um, Little hack, upper left, I just highlighted it on my screen. You can see where it has like the person's name and then the alert name, right? We named it Charleston, South Carolina. If I click on the person's name, it takes me back to the previous window I was on. So in this case, it takes me back to Daniel's profile, where you can now see here on the right side, I have a search alert setup configured for Charleston, South Carolina twice a week. You can see the email was last sent today because I had chose to send the email immediately right now. I'm going to pause there for a second. I see a message in the chat. Is it possible to send an alert for open homes? Are you referring to like open houses, I assume? And the answer I believe is yes. I believe that should just be a filter. So like, let's take a look at this together. Let's say I created a new alert, and let's take a look at my filters. So right side over here, filters. Up. Let's go to the classic view and do my filters. Let's take a gander here if that is an option. It is open house. So I can select this and it would pull in the open houses that are going to be going on that week. Correct. Great call out. I did something here that's a little different that maybe you picked up on, maybe I didn't, maybe you didn't. Um, when you first land on this page here to create an alert for somebody, you're going to have two options. You're going to have an AI beta search and you're going to have a classic search. Okay. The AI beta search allows you to search for homes based off of how we are speaking. So I'll give you the example. Show me new construction homes with an open floor plan and a downstairs fireplace. It would go ahead and it would scan the photos, scan the listing descriptions, and it would pull in homes that match that criteria the best it can. Okay. Um, the problem with that is you have a little bit less filter options, right? So it's kind of just like really leaning into like the AI search component. I personally choose to use the classic search. So I toggled over to classic. The reason I do that, and it's not that the AI doesn't work, it actually works fantastic. I just want to have a little bit more control, right? I want to be able to like actually click the buttons on what is being found. It's just a personal preference. If you're someone that's like very AI focused and you want to lean into the AI, totally do it, right? I'm not saying it doesn't work. It's not a bad thing. It works great. I just choose, I want to have more control. Just my personal opinion. All right. Let's take a look. Somebody asked, how can I provide greater value to my clients than they could achieve on their own? So it's a great question. The main purpose of these alerts is the fact that we're setting you up as the area expert, right? Number one. So they're leaning on you to look at homes. They're leaning on you for information on homes. They're leaning on you for data, et cetera. Um, the case study that I want to share before I go on to the next topic here, it's actually a really interesting one, and I think it's going to kind of answer your question a little bit here. Um, I understand your clients do it on their own. That's kind of the problem, right? Is like our clients do it on their own on third-party websites. They're doing it on Zillow. They're doing it on Realtor.com. They're doing it on other sites. The problem with that is we want to keep them uh, on our site, right? And how we do that is we do that by constantly sending them search alerts. And I'm going to give you an example here of kind of like of like real world use case here. Zillow, for example, has mastered the idea that um, that the longer they can keep somebody on their website, the higher likelihood they have to convert that person. Um, this is so 19th century. You can leave the call, man. I don't really know what to tell you. I'm sorry. If you don't like it. I can't please everybody. Uh, Zillow has mastered the idea that the longer you can keep somebody on the website, the higher likelihood you have to convert them, right? So the like register as a lead on Zillow. Like go to a third party and like register as a lead on Zillow. And you will be mind blown at how many properties they send you. Talking about 19th century, I guess it works. Zillow's going to make about $5 billion this year. Uh, so it so it works, right? So we're trying to recreate that system by keeping folks on our website longer, more consistently, more frequently. I want to create value. Okay. If you come off mute, we can chat if you want. We can have an open conversation. I'm curious to know what kind of value, what are you thinking? How could you create value um, that's different than what someone else may be doing? I'm curious to know kind of where your head's at. You can come off mute and talk if you want. Sudeepa, be my guest. You're curious too. Okay, gotcha. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to talk about a couple different things here today. Besides search alerts, we're going to talk about market reports. We're also going to talk about listing valuations. Maybe that will be more of value for you specifically. For everybody else on the call, I hope that this makes sense and this is making sense to you. And you do see the value behind that. There's a question that was brought up in the chat. Let's answer that before moving on. Is it possible to know which properties from the search results my client sees? Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So check this out. Like we talked about last time, I don't know if you were on this call or not, Manish Kumar, there was a Streams app that we had discussed that pulls in all of the activity from your from your database, right? So like number one, I could go to, let me pull up my Streams app here again. I can go to my Streams app and I can look at the activity happening within my database, right? Person by person by person. Maybe. Sorry, I wasn't planning on showing this today. My bad. But streams, right? I click on streams, I can see everything happening, right? I can see all of the activity happening here. Properties being viewed, how many times they're looking at it, so on and so forth. I can also see it from my dashboard, right? I can see that same activity from my dashboard inside BoldTrail. Properties being viewed, how many times we're looking at it, so on and so forth. If I click into a lead, so we'll use like Matt, for example, this Matt Fitzpatrick lead that I have in my system. I can specifically see the homes that Matt is looking at from his profile too. Apologies, I have very poor internet today, it looks like. I only got 3 bars on my Wi-Fi. That's no good. But I can see like Matt has viewed 44 homes here. If I click into that, I could see the homes that he specifically has looked at from his profile. Great question. Lizette asks, when you send the one-time email, does it then put it on an automatic twice a week? Correct. Exactly, Lizette. So once I send it once, it's going to start sending it twice a week. And I clicked the send now button just to kind of get it out there. You don't have to. If you don't, it'll send it for you automatically twice a week. I just chose to get it going right when I did.
Hey, Adam, I'm
All
sorry.
right.
Can you just show me real quick again, how did you go from the contact to the search alert screen?
Yeah, definitely. So we'll use Matt here. I'm already in the contact. On the right side, under search alerts, you click the blue add button.
Got it.
Follow
Thank
that.
you.
Cool. Perfect. All right. So that's kind of like one way to approach the idea of search alerts. The the second idea, and maybe Sudeepa, maybe this makes more sense for you to provide more value, kind of talking about 19th century. Now we're going to graduate to the 20th century. Teasing. Uh, but I think what another way you can approach the idea of a listing alert or a search alert is kind of how Zillow does them, right? So using it as like a marketing ploy to get a greater group or a greater mass of people to come back. So I'm going to give a couple examples here, and then we're going to move on to listing alerts and market reports as well. Um, but let's talk through some examples of how I could use these en masse, right? So if I click on the search alert toggle from marketing, so marketing and then search alerts, I can now create a bulk alert in which I can add to multiple people at one time. Okay. So I'm going to give a couple examples of this. Number one, maybe I do open houses and, I want to go ahead and provide homes to people that visit all of my open houses. I want to create value for my open house visitors by showing them additional homes that are kind of similar to the one that they were already looking at. So I'm going to use again the city of Charleston for example here. Maybe I come in and I say new alerts, and I want to build a search specifically for the city of Charleston that I am going to mass apply to people that come to my open houses in that city of Charleston, right? Like maybe if they visited like an open house that I had going on in like Seaford, like I would create an alert for Seaford and then add it to those people, right? So like I would come in here and I would say, okay, Charleston. And the question that got brought up earlier about open houses, like, can I show people open houses? I think that's a great item of value to provide to people. Maybe I come in here and I say, okay, I want to show you all of the homes that are currently for sale in Charleston that are single family, right? And again, you can kind of do what you want to do here. But to provide value to you, because you visited my open house already, I know that you're looking at homes. Maybe I want to come in here and I want to show you a weekly search or a daily search or a bi-weekly search of all of the open houses that are going to be going on that week, right? So maybe you get an email from me like every like Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, whatever it may be, of all of the open houses happening that weekend, right? So if I save this, I can name my alert again, but this time I might call it like Charleston open houses. And what you'll notice is now we have to select a hashtag because it's not going to individual contact. We're adding this in bulk, right? So maybe I say anyone that has like the Charleston open house hashtag, right? Oops, my back. Can you guys hear me okay? I think my mic's moving. It said it disconnected, but I think I'm good. Can you guys hear me? Just a quick
Yes.
like yay in the chat. Okay, cool. Thank you. Perfect. So I'm going to say anyone that has this hashtag, I'm going to go and add this hashtag to people. Like anyone that has this hashtag, I want you to receive an email from me twice a week that's going to show all of the open houses happening in Charleston, right? So I'm going to save that. And now I can go to my contacts and now I can add this in bulk. So maybe like I can come down here and I can run a filter. Cool thing about our filters is you can search by people that have looked in certain locations. So maybe I say, okay, anyone that's looked for a home in Charleston, let's see what those people look like. I have 17. Maybe I mass apply, I select everybody, and I have more actions, add a search alert for my Charleston open houses. So now these 17 people are going to receive an email from me twice a week with all the open houses going on that weekend in the city of Charleston. Right. And maybe I want to further define this, right? Like I probably don't want like my sphere to be getting this. Like maybe I want my new leads, my active leads, just things like that, right? I probably wouldn't want like sphere or contract or things like that to receive it, but you get the point, right? Add some filters and then you can start adding these in bulk to certain people that would, in my opinion, provide value back to them because now they're receiving additional information from you that they otherwise wouldn't have, right? They would have to go and do it manually themselves. You're making their lives easier by just simply putting it in their inbox. When they click, they're back on your website. You now have a substantially higher chance of converting that opportunity into a deal because they're more engaged with you versus being engaged with Zillow or Realtor.com or something else. I'm going to pause there. Does that make sense what I did there? Any questions on that? How I did that, why I did that? And again, that's just like the tip of the iceberg, right? Like you can use that for pretty much everything, right? Think about if I am somebody that maybe I want to do like a big like county-wide search and I want to just show people like a ton of homes for sale. Or maybe I want to show people like only pool homes or like you can get very specific with what you're doing based off of people's engagement that they've had on your website. You don't have to only use search alerts for people that you know. You can use them for people that you don't know. Use it like Zillow does. It is a marketing tool to also get people to re-engage with you consistently. All right. So that is Search Alert 101. The next thing I'm going to talk about here, if there's no questions, I'm not seeing anything in the chat. I don't see any hands up. Oh, I see one question. What is the default sender's email for the alerts when they land in the client's inbox? Can it be tweaked? Ah, great question. Let me pull it up and share it with you. I believe it actually sends from your email. But let me check that. It does send from. Let me show you. Let me drag this over here. So the alert comes from. It's going to say your first name, last name at realestatealerts.com is the sender email. Um, and it comes from your name here as well. That cannot be tweaked, to the best of my knowledge. The reason we do that is to protect email deliverability. If people start marking things as spam, it could impact email deliverability, which we then would want to change, obviously, versus if it's done on like your email domain, then we would have no control over that. Alerts would be going to spam and it'd be a mess. So um, we do that intentionally to try to protect you the best we can. All right. I don't see anything else. Let's go next topic here. So we've talked about the search alerts and different ways to use that. I hope that inspired you to kind of get out there and try to do something there. The next component here that I want to talk about is what we call market reports and listing valuations. Okay, so um, marketing is the tab that I found this in, and then the tile is market report and listing valuation settings. Okay, if I click into that, these are simply just toggles that I have to flip on and off. And I'm going to show you what they are and kind of the value that you provide to somebody by setting them up on something like this. We'll start with listing valuations. We'll end with market reports. So a listing valuation is essentially a monthly email that goes out to your client or to your person, to your contact that has updated information specifically about their individual market. It also has information about uh, their estimated home price. So this is a great report to add to somebody when maybe like a past client, like someone that you have an address for. It's a great report that they can start receiving to keep up to date on what the market is doing in their specific area. But at the same time, in addition, they also get estimated home value and they can see all the active listings, the sold listings, the pending listings. They can see all of the data behind their market, right? It's a really in-depth report. Provides a lot of value to your past clients. Now, setting it up is super easy. All I have to do is just simply toggle this switch on. If I toggle this switch on, it says whenever I add a new address, automatically set up a listing valuation report for me. I don't have to go and set them up one by one by one by one. Anytime I add an address to a contact, it will automatically build that listing valuation and start sending it out for me. Let me show you how I do that. I toggle this on. Let me go back to my contacts and let me pull up my. I have a contact in here somewhere. Here we go. So I have an address, my home address, tied to my profile. Because I have my home address that I added it to my profile, how I did that was I simply just edited my profile and I added a primary address. Simple as that, right? I just added literally my home address here, and that's all I did. And then what it did for me was it set up a listing valuation report that I can engage with, right? So I receive a monthly email that has my estimated home value, all the data happening in my specific area. I can see all the recently sold homes, the pending homes, the active homes, so on and so forth, right? So this is done for me. I don't have to do a darn thing. I can send it if I want to, right? I can send it manually out to myself. Um, however, uh, it's going to automatically send for me once a month. All right. Any questions on that? Pretty darn straightforward. It's got to be probably the simplest thing that we have within the BoldTrail system. Provides a lot of value for your folks, though. All right. The last thing I'm going to talk about is what we call market reports. So I want to demonstrate what a market report looks like. Oh, sorry, there's one question on the listing valuation. Let's talk there. Tito, what parameters are taken into account on the listing valuation? It pulls from, we have a third-party data company, Tito, called Atom Data, ATTOM. You could look into them. They're a very large source of listing valuations that most of the big companies use, frankly. It pulls from like tax records and things like that. So it's not taking into account like upgrades or like their like lot size, like not lot size, but like if you have like a view lot or things like that, right? It's very similar to like a Zestimate, right? It's not taking, it doesn't know what's happening on like the inside of your home. It's essentially like a Zestimate that's just going off of public records. If you toggle that on, will it go out to all contacts that have an address in the system? Is it an all or nothing situation? Great question. So it is not the Lizette, no, you have some control there. So it is not going to, if you toggle on, it's not going to go to everyone that has an address. It would go to people that you add an address to in the future. So let's say I have like 50 contacts that have an address, right? I got like some past clients in there. I would still have to kind of manually, unfortunately, go into those people. We'll use like Paul here as an example. I would have to go into like Paul's profile and add his own listing valuation. It's not going to backfill those for you. It's going to be a going forward thing if an address is added. Now, if you decide that, hey, like back and use me as an example again, um, mine automatically set it up because I added an address, right? But let's say I didn't want it to go out to this person. I would just simply come down and delete it. I could just click that little trash can icon and it would delete out and it would not send to that person. And you have time to do that. It takes, a day or so before it actually sends a report out. So like if you add an address to someone and you're like, hey, I actually don't want them to receive it, just delete it off. You're good to go. Cool. Awesome. All right. The last thing that I'll talk about here is market reports. So a market report is I'm gonna build a page real quick. We're gonna do this together on a future call. But I'm just gonna do this super quick to show you or kind of like demonstrate what the market report actually does, what people see from the consumer standpoint. So let me generate a link real quick and copy that up here. All right. So the market report itself looks something like this. It's going to have homes for sale. It's going to have market average information. It's going to have average sold price, sold to listed ratio, amount of homes sold the last 30 days, recent listings, sold listings, popular listings, most expensive listing, right? It just includes some data for a specific market, in this case, Charleston. So what we can do is you can automatically set these up. Again, I'm going back to marketing where I was before, and then market report listing valuation. You can automatically set up market reports as folks are looking at those specific homes. So I have somebody that is on my website looking at homes in Charleston. I can automatically set them up to receive a monthly market report, like an update on Charleston by just toggling this on, right? So if I look in Charleston, I'm going to receive a monthly email that just keeps me up to date on what's happening in Charleston. An item of value that you don't have to set up, takes no legwork from you. But again, it's something that looks really nice from the end user perspective. It's like, oh my gosh, this guy Adam like, really cares about me. He's keeping updated on what's happening in the market that I'm interested in. It's very interesting, right? So it makes it look like it took a lot of work to do it, but all I did was simply toggle a switch on. Same thing, just like with the listing valuations, it is not retroactive. It's anything going forward. So like Sergey, if Sergey goes to my website and looks at a home in, Charleston, for example, right? He would then receive a Charleston market report every single month because I have this toggle switch on. Any questions on that? What the market report is, how to set it up, how to do it, what it's doing? All right. All right. I don't see anything in the chat. I see no hands up. Sudeepa, I hope I was able to provide some value to you in your database. I hope you got something out of that. I hope everyone got something out of that. It's wonderful stuff. If you guys have any questions, again, feel free to reach out. Always here for you all. Come to the daily office hours. I try to make those as many as I can. I will send an email out with this recording. If you would like to take a look at that recording after and watch back, be my guest. If not, that's fine too.
Adam, I have a
Manish
question.
Kumar. Oh, two questions. Evelyn, what you got?
Okay, so I was looking through my emails to see if I saw the recording from last week and I didn't receive it. Do you
Oh,
have correct email?
let me check, Evelyn. Great question. What I did was I copy and pasted everyone's email that had registered for this and I sent it out. Maybe it went to spam or something. I don't know. Let me check.
I didn't
Tito, you
get
didn't
it
get it either?
either. So just
Yeah, I
FYI.
received the recording too.
Oh my gosh, everyone's missing it. Holy cow.
Yeah, I looked in the trash. I looked at my spam already. I was checking it a while ago just to make sure I didn't overlook it, but I didn't get it.
Yeah, Evelyn, you're right. Yeah, I don't see you on here. That's so strange. Let me show you what actually, Evelyn, maybe I do. Evelyn, is your email Evelyn at Evelyn
Oh, you know what?
LA Realtor? No, that's not you. That can't be you.
Mm-mm. Would it
No.
be the Dayton Wade email or would it be my email? That's the key. Everything's been coming to my email. It's Moses
It
Perry 22 at yahoo.com.
it very much it could. And it's weird. Let me show you. Like I know some people got it. Let me share my screen. I want to show you that I'm not making this up. I actually did send this
Oh,
out.
I trust you. I trust you.
I did send it out. I mean, Angie got it. Angie responded back to me. So I know that some people got it. Very strange. Um,
Oh, wow.
very odd. What I'll do, let me instead of me sending it, because maybe some of my stuff for some reason isn't working clearly, I'll send
Okay.
it to Cheryl and Mary. I'll have Cheryl and Mary send it out to you guys.
Okay.
So it'll come from the company versus coming from me. Yeah, it looks like
Oh,
a lot of people. A lot of people didn't get it. That's
thank
not good.
you.
Okay,
Yeah.
then yeah, what I'll do, I'll send everything to Cheryl from the last two calls, and I'll
Okay.
have them deliver it out to you all today.
All right. Thank you, Ann.
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry about that. That's a mess. That's not good. In the email though, real quick, someone asked about office hours. In the email that you should have received, but you didn't. Sorry. Um, I will make sure Cheryl includes it. I do a daily office hours from 1 to 2 o'clock Eastern time, Monday through Friday. It's not every day. I try to make it every day. Sometimes there's conflictions. I try my best to go every single day though. But it's like an open Q&A forum, so I can log into your account. We can do things together. We could build search alerts together. We can, whatever you need, we can do things together, kind of side by side, kind of hand in hand. So um, I'll make sure that that's included in my response to Cheryl. All right. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you all for your time. Really appreciate it. Have a great day. Take care.
Thank
See ya.
you.